Epic Morning is brought to you by Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, keeping you active.
Hey, thank you, Eric, and thank you so much to Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery for supporting our Epic Morning adventures. And I'm hiking on Aspen Glade right now here at Beaver Creek, which of course would lead you to think that there's plenty of aspens out here. So it's time for some aspen facts. Now, if you ever get lost in the wilderness, and especially in Colorado and Utah, you're going to find most aspens in the world. But if you ever get lost, the bark of the aspen tree actually has an SPF quality. Now, granted, it's only about an SPF 5, but you can use the film from the bark and you can put that on your face if you need to for sunscreen protection. Now, something else that I think is so cool is that, you see the eyes of the aspen tree. So like these little knobs right here where the branches formerly fell off. But what about like right here? We're like, this is like a big old chunk and this is like a big old chunk. Well, these are what I like to call elk tattoos, because the thing is that apparently, according to experts, I'm not a tree expert, but according to some local experts, the bark of the aspen tree not only has SPF qualities to it, but it also has a medicinal property to it that's similar to aspirin. So what they believe is that the elk, they stick their bottom teeth in here and then they strip the bark from the aspen tree and they use it as a painkiller, which is kind of interesting because, we just finished our elk calving closure on Beaver Creek Mountain, because they have all their babies around this time of year. And so they believe that they eat the aspen bark as a painkiller for themselves. Smart animals. But you'll see it as you walk through, especially on Aspen Glade. You'll notice the trees. There's a little bit of a difference compared to where the branches just fell off, and it just kind of lets you know that there's other critters out here. But it's a beautiful morning to get out for a hike. Would you look at this? It's just so serene out here. And one thing that we do always have to be aware of while we're getting out for hikes and bike rides here in the Rockies is wildfire. Especially last summer, this was a really, really big issue. Of course, we've had a lot more rain this year, but it's always something to be aware of. And so coming up next, we have some excellent information just to keep you informed about what would happen in case of a wildfire. So stay with us. This information coming up next is really important.